gone to more than 15, 16 states, visiting them and talking to them in town hall meetings. I've been to Britain, I've been to Canada, I've been to Nigeria, I'm going to Venezuela. I'm going everywhere.
Now, Kenya has a very interesting history
Yes.
because it used to be the economic powerhouse of Africa for a while, wasn't it? 20 or 30 years ago?
For many years, yes.
And what was the primary industry then?
Well, it was agricultural and tourism and education, because a lot of Kenyans went out to study, and they studied well, and that's why we have the President of the United States. It's a product of a Kenyan who came to study in Harvard. And by so saying
The president is a Harvard graduate?
No, the President of the United States, Mr. Barack Obama's father.
Oh, you're right, I'm sorry, he's from Kenya.
He's from Kenya. And then,
I was distracted.
yes, and the Kennedys did a lot of good job to ship Kenyans to come and study as early as in the 1960s. So we have a largest number of students.
Wasn't there a president that was assassinated during the Kennedy administration that Kennedy was very sad about?
No, there was a potential president by the name of Tom Joseph
That's right.
Mboya,
Right.
who was killed. And
Yes.
that would have been
Yes.
the best president. That was the president we never had in Kenya.
And so what are some of the things going on now that are leading you to want to run for president? Because agriculture used to be a paper, so it was wood pulp, and a lot of paper was produced there.
Yes.
And that industry has sort of faltered because there hasn't been replanting of trees. They've just been cutting them down, so poor management.
Yes, and also
Water is a problem?
Yes, healthcare. And corruption now has become so much that even recently, the World Bank has asked the Kenya government to return back the aid that was given. The
4 billion pounds?
No, the British government gave 4 billion, and the British, for free education in the country. The money ended up in corruption, and the British government has recalled back that money. The World Bank has done the same. The Americans have stopped aid to the country. There is no transparency. Every leader in that country wants to do what they want to do. For example, my campaign is based on issues, but before that, these are the main problems that we are facing. The leaders don't want to go. Kenya has got 44 ministers, Secretary of States, if we may say so. Kenya's president earns the highest salary in the world. Members of parliament do not even pay taxes. And then they are now threatened by people like us who are coming in. The infrastructure is dead. Education is dead. Agricultural systems are dead. There are no roads. Even if roads are built sometimes when the president or prime minister are going somewhere, is when they pave the roads. Ministers are making roadside statements.
Now, the foreign minister who was killed, how many years ago was that?
He was killed in 1989, 90.
1989?
Yes.
Okay, so about 20 years ago.
Yes.
21 years ago.
Yes.
And the reason he was killed, you think, was because George Bush the Greater had identified him as someone that they wanted to promote for president.
Yes, George Bush and Margaret Thatcher.
And some people felt threatened by him.
Yes, the government felt threatened, and some cabinet ministers hatched a plan.
Was the president then still the president now?
No, he was removed by force from power by people.
And how did the president in power now get into power?
Well, he was elected first, but then last election he rigged himself back. He lost totally. He lost by 70,000.
Who was
70%.
Who was the winner of the vote?
It was the current Prime Minister, Raila Odinga, who was denied the victory to take over.
But he's still serving as Prime Minister.
Well, he had to swallow the bullet by accepting the smaller role to serve as a Prime Minister. And
does he have any real power?
He doesn't have power, even though
there is a puppet?
Well, even though there is that power sharing agreement which came in as a result of the United Nations interjection because of security issues and the tribal clashes following the election.
How many people died in those clashes?
Over 3,000.
Oh.
And the killers have now been indicted in The Hague. And the same people, let me say the suspects who have been indicted, are the same people who still want to rule that country.
Indicted.
Indicted, yeah.
Indicted. The C is silent.
You know, I come
But you're pronouncing it the correct way.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that.
It's us who don't correct it, who don't pronounce it the right way.
English is my 10th language, so sometimes I find it difficult to combine both.
And it's another question, because there are over 200 different tribes in Kenya, right?
No, we have 44 tribes, but
44
with
tribes.
a lot of clans within
clans.
the tribes.
So you've got over 200 different languages, but the primary language is Swahili.
Swahili, yes.
Which is a combination of Arabic
and Bantu.
Bantu. And
yes.
Bantu is is a peoples in Africa, primarily from the south and the south central?
No, this is a group of people who migrated from the Congo Basin and spread all over Africa.
Because
speaking
you said
the same dialect.
Nelson Mandela
Is
is
a Bantu. I am a Bantu.
Okay.
Because
whereas Idi Amin was
a Nilo Hamite.
Hamite.
Yes,
Okay.
their
So
migration.
Ethiopia,
Yeah, the Ethiopians,
Egyptians, well, not,
that are Nilo Hamites as well.
Okay.
The Eritreans are Jewish, Falashan Jewish.
right.
So it's a combination of mixture.
And Nigerians are what?
Nigerians, most of them are Hamites.
But some of them are Bantu?
I don't think so.
But that's
yeah,
interesting.
we have
So-
Bantus in Nigeria, yes.
So the primary language in Kenya is Swahili.
Swahili.